What is the worst lie you've been told your whole life? Center. Because I didn't deserve to see the baby scan because of the comment I said that there wasn't actually a real baby scan in the first place. But I could see this fake one they brought, go figure. The pregnancy conveniently happened a month after I left them. And when I called them out that I knew it was fake with proof, they still lied. Not sure if that makes any sense, as it's confusing as hell. But so many lies. Do what you love and you'll never work a day in your life. Find a career at the intersection of. Point 1. I don't hate doing this. 2. I'm skilled in this area and can continue to grow. Point 3. There is demand for this skill and it pays decently. Doing what you love and turning it into a job is the fastest way to hate what you love. Instead, find things that will provide a living for you that you somewhat enjoy and then just keep running with it. And it's okay if you don't know what that is at 17 years old. Spend 18-26 figuring out what their path is and then go after it like crazy. Religion. Because of my former religion, I was forced to be sexist and homophobic. The religion itself is also cult-like, with an attention-seeking God that asks you to pray a whopping 5 times a day. Apparently one wasn't enough. It also treats women badly in many instances, practically outright calling them second-class people. I'm so glad that I left my religion. You should always question your surroundings because it's better to be free than to be imprisoned. Free yourself from the things that harm you without you even knowing it and you'll be a very happy person. Just show up and do your job. Way to get competitive raises and promotions is to network outside of your department. Get involved with things outside of your job scope. Apply for lateral moves and promotions, and upskill yourself. Just showing up and doing your job is literally the fastest way to find yourself at 50 with absolutely no upward mobility. If you're the kind of person who is fine just going through the motions, great. But don't complain when you only get your 2.7 merit increase and constantly get passed over for advancement. Asexuals just haven't found a one yet. No. We don't or rarely experience sexual attraction. Ill to a generic pop song with lyrics about what the singer wanted to do at night came on the radio. And I had the thought, wait, are they being honest? I thought they were joking or being metaphorical. That was an eye-opener. Also, the in LGBTQIA stands for asexual, not a lie. Apparently, it's a common misconception and some people don't believe we should even be in that group. I hate you if you are one of them. The world is actually very simple. All you have to do is stop thinking and let me do it for you. Don't understand anything. Don't strike out on your own. You'll just run into THEIR lies which will lead you from the truth. They want to pretend that the world is complicated, that things are understand, or that sometimes things just happen. Those are all lies. It's all part of a conspiracy against the people and only I can show you the truth. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe and check out my merch. That going to college, in general, would make my life vastly better naturally. Has a lot of opportunities to teach you things that will improve your ability to think and teach you valuable skills. And you can certainly set yourself up for success if you plan out your time there. However, I think it's really irresponsible to just push a barely functional adult at a vastly expensive commitment like college with the expectation that it will guarantee a 6-figure job by osmosis. When I had ideas or was creative and he ridiculed me so that he could still feel a sense of superiority and mutually build a psychological cage into me to maintain that status quo indefinitely. At the age of 52, I finally have come to the conclusion that he is a narcissist and that I am not stupid or annoying and that my ideas and curiosity are worth something. Ours broke and its fur was coming out and my mum told me a specialist to fix her the stuffed animal wasn't being made anymore. She found the exact one after months of looks and replaced it for my birthday. Found the original years later. Kinda felt betrayed but was also happy to be reunited with my best friend. Now they're mother and daughter Kibby and Tibby. New wife friend was helping her boyfriend W and his dad discovered he had cancer. Etty was distraught and went home FT and ... It put a pretty big strain in their relationship. Finally, his father succumbed and passed away. Etty broke up with her shortly after. Days later she got a call from Etty's dead father asking if everything was okay. between the two of them. Tahi's father never even had cancer. Etty made the whole thing up. When I was a kid, waking up for school in the morning was a torture for both me and my mum. After yet another almost hysterical pleading to let me sleep, I asked her, does it get easier to get up early in the morning once you grow up? And she said, why yes, after which went to sleep herself. Lol. To this day I consider it to be the biggest and most brutal lie I've ever encountered. I'm sorry, I'll change and promise to never do it again. I've heard so many times and constantly been screwed over in the past. Promise to change, I tell them. I won't forgive them until I see some actual change. Because I've been hurt too many times to keep assuming next time is going to be different than the hundreds of other times. It wasn't a lie. Just that I misunderstood. My parents have always told me, you got to do what's best for you. I took it as a sign of affirmation that my parents would always stand by me. But it wasn't. It was a warning. Do what's best for you, because we'll always do what's best for us. If I'd known that 20 years ago, my life would look so much different than today. You just need to work hard, and the success will follow. People notice hard work, you'll be rewarded. Pulled a couple 14-hour days to meet a deadline. During the review meeting, I got a single thanks and then that was it. From then on, I always worked exactly 80 hours. Even if I left in the middle of something, including an active conversation with my supervisor. Your bio-father guy knew I was pregnant and he didn't want you. When he showed up to court to sign away his rights in order for Dad Guyby to adopt you, he shrugged and said, I don't care, but Dad has always been there for you. Yeah, I found out at 30 that a different man Guyby was my bio-father. Mum knew, and he never knew I existed. Man was crushed. I grew up in an Italian family. When I was about 10-14 years old, I asked why they had a single long nail on their hand, and more specifically the pinky. They all told me it was because it made picking their nose easier. I believed this into my late 20s. Till one day my co-workers informed me that it's a coat nail. Then it all made sense. That car doors can open at random ... My parents would tell me that when I was a kid, to make me wear a seatbelt. Apparently, they figured because if there's an accident, you won't die if you wear it wasn't enough. So they said the car door could open randomly and I could fall out. To this day, I can't get comfortable in a car if I don't lock the door. Meant officials who gives no fucks about us US citizens. We are underpaid, have no rights, treated unfairly. I can go on and on because everything is government owned or enforced by our local government. Girls pee out of there. I walked in on her sitting down while peeing when I was 4 years old. That's the answer she gave curious little me. I guess Thor's school would correct it at some point. But sex ed was about making babies not peeing. I think I was maybe 17 before a girl I knew corrected me. Iraq has WMDs and presents a direct threat to the United States. As we wait, our enemies grow stronger and we don't want the smoking gun to be a mushroom cloud. My military service would count on a resume. Just get a degree. Employers just want to see that you can stick to something for 4 years. Depends if you want to quit or not. Cause with that mentality you'll never be able to stop. You'll get 1,000s of these days and will eventually give in if you keep your mindset like this. If you don't mind taking it occasionally, then there really is no issue other than the danger of taking them daily again. An ex told me murdered his stepfather because the stepfather was abusing his young stepsister. The ex often had random breakdowns and flashback moments because of the whole scene. Not only was the story a lie, but he told multiple people who he had these episodes in front of. Worst in terms of harm caused that I was loved by someone who I so desperately wanted to love me. I accepted their lie. Worse in terms of while you think I'm dumb. 1st grade. A kid told me his dad was a Power Ranger. I knew he was lying. After all, we couldn't both have Power Ranger dads. I have been lied to about the animal holocaust. The lies started when I was a toddler, with books depicting happy farms. They only grew from there. When I was 14, I finally learnt the truth about the egg and dairy industry and went vegan. I went vegetarian at 6 or 7 years old. I'm 37, and we always used to sing I Pledge Allegiance to the flag every morning in elementary school. I think kids still do that. We were always told America is the greatest country in the world. yada yada there, and all of the pilgrim bullshit that was slammed down our throats. When I was a child, I'd often fidget with my fingers and shake my feet due to anxiety. My grandma saw it one time and told me if I didn't stop shaking my feet, they would fall off. So, whenever I noticed that my feet were shaking, I'd forcibly grab them to stop myself from shaking. Damn. My mother bought me a house for a wedding present. I ended up divorcing my ex. My mum told me she would never take the house away from me. 3 months later, without warning, she sold the house from underneath me because my sister needed money. I was homeless and devastated. You're just like your dad's mom. You get your depression from your dad's side of the family. Found out a few weeks ago I was conceived via sperm donation and not even related to the mentally ill woman I was compared to my whole life. She died 10 years before I was born. I love you, the worst one that's been said to me. And that I've also said and not meant. I'll be fine. You need to focus on your relationship before it falls apart. We have our plans for Tuesday, and we'll catch up then. Friend that committed suicide the next day. Work hard and you'll be rewarded. You need a college degree to get anywhere in life. Money won't make you happy. America is the greatest country in the world. The overwhelming majority of people are good. And then there's that whole religion bullshit. That the core of religion's spirituality in an individual's spiritual experience is nonsense. I told that lie to myself because of the obvious atrocities of institutionalized religion for decades and delayed my inner growth tremendously because of it.